There is no bigger name in Bulldog athletics than Casey Keltz. He is a legend among legends, at various times serving as the head coach of football, baseball, and track, and what he is most known for, an incredible head basketball coach for almost 30 years. Casey's mark on Bulldog athletics and the community of Dillon goes much deeper than wins and losses. He was a tremendous mentor to so many, not only the many Bulldog athletes he coached, but also so many around the Dillon community as a successful businessman.
Casey was one of those individuals that, more than a coach, I came as an athlete, but I left as a friend, a very close friend. He was a confidant. He was like a second father to me, because Casey had that unique ability, that unique skill to bring people of different backgrounds together. Great differences in our upbringings and backgrounds to bring us together and function as one, as a team, successfully, and that was fascinating. He was basically ahead of his time. He caught a lot of flack for bringing in so many black guys to Western. He did, and most people don't realize that. He had a lot of courage. He was a courageous guy, and he was honest, he was fair, but he was hard at times, but for good reason. He also knew that we couldn't afford to go back home in the summers, so he would help us find work so we could sustain ourselves, and but he also kept us from starving. He fed us, and it was, a lot of people don't know that about him. He never bragged. I tell people this, and they think I just say it. I'm just, but Western saved my life. It did, and because of people like Casey.
Casey's a legend from not only his playing days here as a Bulldog. I believe he was a 3-time all-conference player, and then obviously his career as a basketball coach, over 400 victories in 29 years. But he also coached other sports, which is amazing. I mean, he was a football coach and a track coach, and very successful. I believe he led the Bulldogs to several different conference and district track championships, and obviously he served as the athletic director, and obviously he was a very successful businessman, and that's pretty amazing that he was able to do all that and still be successful as a businessman here in Dillon.
Everyone knows the Lions Den, but that wasn't his only business, obviously, and he's just taught you how to be a good person, how to live life the right way, how to present yourself in public, do everything the right way, and just do it with humbleness. He was the most humble person I've ever been around to for all the success he had. So he just was, just a great life coach outside of, what goes on at Western. There's so many other things about him that a lot of people don't know that are just amazing. So, yeah.
He was huge. He was a generous man. He was loyal. He was dedicated to Western. He was dedicated to his family. There wasn't anything that you couldn't ask Casey that he would not have a positive response to. It's not very many places that you go that they'll name an arena after you. Just to have that honor for Casey was huge.
For the past 30 years, the Bulldog Bash has provided scholarship dollars for UMW student athletes and funded projects to enhance facilities and other aspects of the student-athlete experience. In addition to providing financial support to programs, this event has been a great opportunity for boosters, community members, and families to connect with each other and the UMW Athletic Department staff. And this year, we are honoring a Bulldog legend in Casey Keltz, who helped start this event 30 years ago and meant so much to our university.
Casey was instrumental in that, in getting this thing started, and it's hard to believe that what it's grown to now some 30 years later. So I think Casey really understood as an athletic director how important funding was for Montana Western and all the athletic programs.
In 1992, when he started it, it was another way to raise money for athletics. You know, I got to help run the Bash 5 years as athletic director, and yeah, what an impact, what a blast to put together. A lot of work, yes, a lot of fun, absolutely. So I think he thought outside the box there a little bit and got this started.
See, the first athletic fundraiser dinner, and they raised $8,000, which would have been just tremendous. And why Casey's doing that is because he wouldn't expect anybody else to, number one, there wouldn't be anybody else to do it. And number two, he wouldn't expect somebody else to do it. He wasn't the kind of guy that would ask somebody, hey, can you come over and serve these beans? You know, he just would feel like that's what he needed to do.
He gave endless donations to the college, basically through the Bash, you know, and the couple of the slower years that the Bash had, he would just donate more. The rough years, he gave more, but he tried awful hard to make it work, and he did. His support to Western was just phenomenal.
The fundraising here goes to all the programs, one way or the other. It's distributed throughout. And arguably the most important night, you know, Rodeo Banquet has their banquet, and that's their most important night. But for the rest of the programs, you know, this is it. You know, when they need something, basically the general booster, or they go to the AD and ask, hey, we don't have this in our budget. Is there a way we can get this done? It's a way that a lot of these things are paid for. So with that in mind, I'm sitting in the arena with you guys. This is the biggest night of the year for athletics. We want to make this the all-time most raised money banquet, partially because we've been talking about Casey Keltz and it's named after him. But also, we got it going in Dillon, and we need money. I'm sitting with you tonight, and let's dig deep and make this the best one we've ever had. Go Bulldogs.